For 8 years, Ray Rayner entertained Chicago's children on television. He spent most of his time clowning around with Bozo, Dick Tracy, and his longtime foil Chelveston the Duck right here on WGN.
Rayner died yesterday at the age of 84. WGN's Dean Richards went to the Museum of Broadcast Communications to look back at his very long career.
And we're here at the Museum of Broadcast Communication. The memorabilia is still here, even though the museum is in the midst of moving to a new location, all from the Ray Rayner show, some of the original props. This is an artifact, of course, of Chelveston the Duck, but also the original Cuddly Dudley house, the remaining Cuddly Dudley puppet. This was one of Ray Rayner's trademark jumpsuits that he actually wore on the show. Bruce Dumont is the executive director of the Museum of Broadcast Communication. We both had the opportunity to speak with Ray Rayner on several occasions. What are some of your reflections?
Well, I think the principal reflection is that when you look at the history of Chicago television and children's television, and really that was a defining genre of Chicago, Ray Rayner and Frazier Thomas and Bob Bell really defined it. They were the big three. And I think what made Ray so unique is that he was known for more than just one persona. He wasn't just the clown. He wasn't just, Garfield Goose's friend. I mean, with his involvement on the Dick Tracy show, his own show, and then Bozo, he had three lives as a television performer, and he had that ability to look directly into the camera and talk to the children of Chicago, made them feel important, and I think that's part of the legacy he will have.
Don't you think also that these kinds of shows, because Chicago was such a capital for children's television in the 50s, 60s, even into the 70s, had an effect on how children's television was produced around the country?
It was. WGN clearly, it helped define between children's programming and baseball, it helped define WGN, and again, part of that definition was Ray Rayner, what he was able to do. WGN used to work its talent real hard in those days, and so he worked, basically from morning till night. But also he was someone that when he left the studio, he had a serious side. He was very interested in theater, and so you could go out and see him at some of the major dinner theaters around the Chicagoland area because he was not a one-dimensional person in any way.
People want to take a look at the exhibit. Since the museum is in the midst of moving right now, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do it is to go to museum.tv, and they'll have an opportunity to look through streaming video of the opening of Puppets, Pies, and Prizes when we brought all the icons of Chicago television together, and they will be able to hear Ray Rayner describe what it was like to be the television icon that he became.